Okay, lovers of Kamen Rider, this is a big Rider Fest, I guess. Review of the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight toys from Bandai. I'm gonna be using a combination of my HD camera and this regular camera. For the long shots, I'll use the regular camera, and for the close-ups, I'll use the HD. So let's get cracking. So the first thing I want to review is the Dragon Driver. Well, usually the belts in Kamen Rider are called drivers, like the double driver or the O's driver. This is the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight Advent Belt. I'm not going to take it out of the package to review it, that's why I'm doing it first. As you can see in the back, you get the deck holder, and you get some Kamen Rider cards, and 6 Rider cards are included, and it has turbo spin action. You could also buy the drag visor, which I seen only once, but I was more after the belt than the visor. I bought this at a store called AJ Wright. They went out of business, but I was able to find it for the low price of $7.99. Here you go. Hen SHIN! This light flickers and this spins. There's a mirror, and I'm guessing on the other side there's a place to put the card. So you could be any rider you want to be. Alright, let's tackle these guys 2 at a time, or in this case 3. So here we have Kamen Rider Blank Knight, Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, and Kamen Rider Wing Knight. Now these figures, I picked them up from an amazing place called Amazing Savings for the low price of $1.99. The packaging is generic to all the figures, and they usually come with their weapon and an advent card. So let's take a look at these weapons. The packaging is in all 3 in 3 languages: English, French, and Spanish. I'll do a review of this in Spanish for my Spanish listeners. So let me spoil the story. So Blank Knight is a temporary generic form that Kit takes before he contracts with the dragon, as seen in episode 1 of Dragon Knight. Oh, sorry about that. Now Dragon Knight, the bio here says, Kit Taylor finds an advent deck and becomes Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. By fighting, he hopes not only to save the Earth from General Zaviak's dominion, but to find his missing father and win back Ventura as well. And then you have Wing Knight. As Kamen Rider Wing Knight, Len is the sole survivor of the evil General Zaviak's overthrow of Ventura. He has come to Earth to find and defeat Zaviak's corrupt Kamen Riders, and to stop them from conquering another planet. That's it for the bios. Now let's take a look at the accessories. Before I go into HD mode, let me show you the accessories that come with them. Blank Knight has this sword, and he has this card. It's a copy vent. Dragon Knight has this sword, and he comes with this sword vent. And Wing Knight has this sword, which has a peg here that pegs into this peg here. And he comes with this card, Nasty Vent. So let's take a detailed look with my HD camera. Alright, so here we're taking a look at Blank Knight. Bandai is kinda weird in the way it makes its toys, because Bandai Japan is really awesome when it comes to their figures, but Bandai America seems to be like meh. Alright, so this is Blank Knight. His drag visor is just a visor. Comes with this little sword. Has no peg, but it fits in his hand. And as you can see, he has no contract yet, anything. So that's Blank Knight. The articulation on all these Kamen Rider figures is the same. They have a ball jointed head, swivel shoulders, no elbows, swivel wrist, the hips are pretty cool. I like the hips. The legs can move out like that and move forward and back. And they have not a one point, just one joint at the knees and no ankles. But they're a good size to blend in with your Marvel Universe figures. As you can see by Cyclops just showing up. Oh, I'm doing a cameo. He's just as tall. He's a little taller than Dragon Knight. Than Wing Knight. So next, take a look at Dragon Knight, the star of the show. Here's the dragon here. His eyes are red. They look translucent. That's a good paint job. In the show, I think this part is painted gray. Articulation is the same for all these figures. There's the drag visor and the feet. And then there's his sword. It's here. And it fits well in his hand. So the sword fits in his hand very well. I will cut you. And the last for this wave is the Wing Knight. In the show, sometimes you can see that there's like two eyes under this visor. And for some reason he really invokes the image of Batman to me. I think it's the ears. It's supposed to be based on the bat, so you can see there. He comes with this. This is his weapon. Very detailed, but it's soft, narrow, and it has this peg to plug into here. Alright, that's it for these three guys. Now I'm gonna move on to the next three. To the next two. Alright, so next up is Kamen Rider Incisor and Kamen Rider Torque. I'm doing these guys by order of appearance. So the next video will be 3. So let's go on with their background, with their bio. After losing his inheritance, Richie Preston becomes Kamen Rider Incisor when General Xaviax promises him $1 million bounty for each of the Kamen Riders he hunts down. And then there's Torque, which is my favorite Kamen Rider. I think it's the gun. A charismatic con man, Drew Lansing, fights as Kamen Rider Torque when General Xaviax offers him the chance to use his powers of persuasion to turn the other Kamen Riders. So these figures, they come with their accessories. Incisor has this and this, and Torque has this, his gun, which we shall see in better detail later with my HD camera. And both of these guys, they come with the cards. Torque comes with shoot vent, and Incisor comes with strike vent. Articulation is the same, except they added shoulder pads, and that's it. I think it's a really good idea on Bandai's part to be able to use one mold. I think it's just the legs and the arms. All they had to do was change. Well, there are some things that are the same. Like I'm thinking of Dragon Knight's shoulders. They aren't the same as these guys, but I'm sure they share the same arm. Let's go on to the HD. So here we have a look at Incisor. Very detailed. He has these plastic pieces jutting out. These parts move up and down. His head is on a ball joint. He has the crab painted on his belt, and as always with all the figures, they can bend at the knee and split. You get 2 weapons for Incisor. You get this claw, and this other claw too. It's a bigger claw. It's a meaty claw. It's made out of soft metal, so kids won't poke their eyes out, even though, well, this one's a little softer. All you have to do is clip it on his hands like so, and then you can say, "Let's ride." So that's it for Incisor. And then we got my favorite Kamen Rider, Torque. What I like about him is the head design. He looks really robotic, even though he has the Kamen Rider antenna, like a bug. Then there's his big bulky chest. You got the Torque, the belt, and these pieces move side to side. And then there's his gun, Hen SHIN gun. It's a plane on that side, but on this side you can see that the bull is sculpted. Very nice. So that's it for these 2 guys. We're gonna move on to the final 3. Alright, now we're in the final leagues. We got Kamen Rider Camo, Kamen Rider Sting. No, that's Kamen Rider Strike and Kamen Rider Sting. You could see why I get them confused. Sting. Alright, so I'm going to read the bios. And here we go. So for Camo. Pretending to be a mercenary, General Xaviax offers Grant a job and a chance to be known as the toughest man on 2 worlds as Kamen Rider Camo, as in camouflage. This one, the bio for Strike, has a spoiler in it. So, I'll put this in front to begin the spoiler, and then I'll move it out of the way to end the spoiler. Alright, here we go. Spoiler. Xaviax came openly to James, aka JTC, and revealed that he was an alien bent on conquering Earth. JTC, more concerned with his own freedom than the fate of his fellow humans, accepted, and now fights for Xaviax as Kamen Rider Strike. Spoiler over. And the last for Sting. Chris Ramirez jumps at the chance to become Kamen Rider Sting when a disguised General Xaviax enlists him to fight in a secret war against an alien invasion of the United States. Kamen Rider Sting. So, each of these guys comes with one accessory. I guess Bandai's like, no, we'll have to we'll have to give them little accessories that just go with them. I don't know if these figures have been released in Japan. I don't think so. But the fact that the Advent Beasts are separate just gives me the idea that they were thinking of doing more with the line before it fizzled. Too bad Kamen Rider isn't as popular as Power Rangers here in the States. So, Kamen Rider Camo comes with this. It's like a yo-yo. I think it's supposed to be like a chameleon's tongue. I have no idea how this is supposed to go. Camo has an open hand, so I'm guessing you stick this here. So he comes with this, and he comes with an Advent card. Camo's the only guy that has a different hand. His vent card is Biogriza, which is kind of freaky looking. I don't know what this does. I don't know if he showed it if he used it in the show. Then you got Kamen Rider Strike. He comes with this accessory, his staff, and he also comes with a Advent card, which is Confined Vent. And the last is Kamen Rider Sting, who's a Hispanic guy. Yay, Hispanics. He has this nice extra piece. It's like a tail for I guess a ponytail. And he comes with this. This is his weapon. Alright, now that we're done with that, let's go into the HD part of this video. HD for you and me. Alright, so up first we have Camo. As you can see, he's nicely detailed. I don't see a problem with the paints on these guys. It's, I guess, just I want to say it's because it's a Japanese company. They've done such a good job, but the Gundam wing figures are pretty good. They were pretty good back in the day. And this is Bandai. So the head's on a ball joint. He has these shoulder armors with these things. And as you can see, there's the camo logo. He has this open hand, which, like I've mentioned before, I don't know how to use with his accessory. But while the Kamen Riders look awesome, and they're what would I say? They look identical to the costumes on the show. The human figures, they look horrible. So here we have Kamen Rider Strike. Nice paint apps. Articulation's the same, except because he has these shoulders, his arms can't go all around. But in reality, whose arms go all the way around like that? And he's purple and yellow. If you're Dominican, that's the colors of the PRD. And he comes with the staff, which fits in his arm, in his hand, like so. And finally, we come to Chris Ramirez, Sting. Make us proud. He comes with this, which plugs into his arm, to his I would call it a mini-con port if this was Transformers. There's lots of cool detail on the head. And his ponytail moves because it's soft plastic, not because it's on a ball joint. You got the Sting card, and the armor on his shoulders doesn't move, so it's a, I'm guessing it's a new sculpt. One thing, let me get these guys together. One thing I want to complain about, it's I guess it's just me seeing how the Hispanic guy gets this pink costume and then the African American guy gets this green ugly costume. I think camo is one of the ugliest Kamen Rider designs out of this show. And then I guess maybe Sting. Hooray! Minorities. Alright. Alright, so in conclusion, if you haven't seen the show, or if you have seen the show, you know that this is entirely possible. This little picture. In conclusion, I like the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight series. I wish they made more. There's some riders that are missing, like Siren and the rhinoceros guy. I know it's a guy in Japanese, but there's Siren, the rhinoceros guy, Axe and his brother, and there's Onyx. So there's riders missing. It's a shame that they didn't finish the lineup, but you could attribute that to the fact that the show didn't do that well. I finished seeing Kamen Rider on 4Kids on the CW's Toonzai website. All 40 episodes are up. When the show got canceled, there was 2 more episodes left to go. So I'm sure that must have sucked for a lot of people watching the show. I do like Kamen Rider, and I guess if you're a Japanese fan and you like Ryuki, this these are the same character designs. There's nothing different about them. So you could, if you're a Japanese fan, you could pick these up. If you're an American fan, you could pick these up. The price that I got them for, $1.99 at a store called Amazing Savings, is a good bargain. That's why I picked them all up, because it was like $2 a pop. Where can you get cool quality action figures from a company like Bandai for $2 a pop? I have put some on my eBay store. I put 3 up. It was Dragon Knight, Wing Knight, and Torque, because they're like kind of the main characters in the show. And they sold. They didn't sell for more than what I paid for them, but they sold. So I'm planning on putting more of this Dragon Knight stuff on my eBay store. For my Spanish fans, I'll get to doing this review in Spanish. It's kind of late. Right now it's 1:50 in the morning. So I would like to go into doing the Spanish version, but it's too late. But thanks everyone for subscribing, and rate, comment, and let me know what you guys think about Dragon Knight. I'm gonna make a review of the series, but it'll be a sound only one. See you guys. Good night.